Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
I look back at my life, and all I see are the messes I made. I can do one thing right with the time I got left. I can't do it alone. I can't do it without you. If you thought things had changed.
This country is corrupt beyond repair. So we gotta save it. We'll have to do some terrible things for the greater good. You'll no longer be beloved celebrities. You will be wrathful gods. Show me a little wrath.
Total devastation.
Anxiety. Where can I put my stuff?
A new emotion.
Oh, I'm sorry. We wanted to make such a good first impression.
What do you mean, we?
What's your name, big fella? That's embarrassment.
Welcome to headquarters, embarrassment. Oh, we're doing a fit. No. Oh, nope. Going high. Oh, I got this.
Joy, I'm just curious. Maybe, I could.
Thank you. Not now.
Yeah. That's not going to haunt us for the rest of our lives at all. Riley's life requires more sophisticated emotions than all of you.
You can't just bottle us up.
We are suppressed emotions!
Hello. Hold on. Let me camera.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bobby?
Not too bad.
So real quick before we get into anything, I wanted to I'm gonna give them a little shout out because I can tell it's one of the few things I can tell. They're watching from your channel, Bobby.
Oh.
Usually it's all mixed together, but because you're linked, I can see the link on their thing. It's like, hey, awesome. More people should watch on your channel. Guys, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, like, subscribe, follow, and whatever channel you're on, make sure to also visit Organized Chaos podcast channel, my solo channel, just Organized Chaos, and then Bobby Quarters channel over there. All of it. It's all here. Hello, Chuck, and hello, Crawling Chaos. So how are you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing okay.
Yeah. Well, I it's weird. Collective Soul was just last week, and I don't know why. I thought we'd done a show since then, but apparently
we have
not.
No.
Well, it's a thing. So
Collective Soul, I went to see George Clinton.
Hey, little differences, but
Yeah.
well, it's so weird. So I clear out the schedule for a concert, and it's there's a reason because it's yeah, I kind of have more time that I can watch stuff during that week, but so much of that time is just kind of exhausting. Like, like I love going to the concerts, but like there's a drain that's different than just sitting at home and watching shit.
Oh, there is definitely a drain to it. Like, it's not like, for me, like going to shows, it's not like when I was younger, because going to see George, I pulled some dangerous duty because I knew I'd be wiped out after that one. Because George Clinton in a Parliament Funkadelic isn't exactly music you stay seated in your seat to the whole time. You're looking around, you're having fun. Or, if you're there, you're getting down with a little drink or something else, but you're enjoying yourself, I was just having fun, shaking my hips as best I could.
Yeah.
But I was wiped out the next day. And I even went to a bar down the street where my friends were playing and watched their set and then went home.
That's the thing. Like, when I do a concert, like, if they really need me to at work, I will work the day of the concert. But the day after, that is not happening. That is not happening.
Oh, no. I took the next day off, rightfully so, because I didn't get up till 10:30. And
I'd rather not work the day of, but I will suck it up and do that. But the day after, no, I'm just not coming in. If you're gonna require me to come in, I'm calling off. I'm sorry.
Because I'm just gonna tell you now, I will be worthless.
Yes.
Just and I'd rather not waste everybody's time.
When I say I can't come in, I'm giving you a courtesy. If you refuse to acknowledge that, then it's at your own peril, man.
I'm merely doing it as a courtesy.
Yeah. This is your warning.
I know me.
But yeah, like I said, I love the concert. So it is nice. Like, Kraftwerk and Collective Soul were pretty close together, and it'll be nice to take a little break. But then we got Primus coming up, and that should be a good show. I've never seen Les Claypool in any form live. So
I mean, as our viewers would know, I'm a Les Claypool fan, like big fan.
Really?
Yeah. A bit. So I'm excited for you to go to your first Primus show, because the first time I saw them was Primus, and admittedly I was more of a fan of Les's other work, but going to see Primus made me a fan of Primus. And I think like I've maybe clocked like at least 4 or 5 shows of Primus. This will make 6. It's not like Wish You Were Here, which would be if we were to go see them again, that would make 8. As I was finding old ticket stubs, and I found my Wish You Were Here ones, and yes, I have seen them, apparently, not including the show Chaos and I went to, 7. Wasn't that the count I gave you? 7 times.
Yeah, it was something like that, yeah. And it's just to warn people, like, I just put somebody in a timeout in chat, like, behave.
Oh.
But I'm looking forward to Primus. I'm not gonna lie, I would love it if he did a new Oysterhead, but it's probably rough to get those 3 together.
The last time they were together. Oh, what did the mysterious stranger say? I had another window up.
He was asking what instrument I play. Probably the meat flute. Very classy of him.
Oh, that's original.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that before.
That is brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes. Well, I mean, he's obviously just here. He could have just asked, if he was curious, he could just ask if we play instruments, and I would be like, I do nothing, and then you could. I know you have quite a little repertoire, so. But yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But let's see.
Yeah, I was just getting up our folder open.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I mean, we got some overall good stuff today.
Oh, I needed the folder open for later. I just was procrastinating on that front.
Slacker. I've never procrastinated in my life. I didn't come running into this podcast StreamYard room in the last minute at all. I was on top of it.
No, I had it set up. I just started farting around with my ticket box, and then was like, I should probably be doing this by the desk. And it's like not 1 minute till live.
I definitely didn't render that pre-stream like 10 minutes ago. No,
it's all good. We're top notch here.
But yeah, we're talking about the first. We got the first 3 episodes of The Boys dropped. We got the original Quiet Place, since we got a Quiet Place prequel coming up, and boy, oh boy.
And you know that's actually a first time watch for me.
Oh, have you not seen the original Quiet Place?
No, never.
Oh, we'll get into it. I enjoy that, but I have issues with it being a franchise. And then we're gonna be talking about Quiet or Inside Out too.
Which another thing that I have issues with it being a franchise. I'm just kidding.
I don't have so much issues with that being a franchise, but I'm not. I know there's lots of people who are fans of it. I like the first one. I don't dislike this one, but
we'll talk about it.
Yes, we will. I guess we want to dive into The Boys.
Yeah, let's talk about The Boys and the return to form.
Yes. Yeah, so we got the first 3 episodes of the series dropped, and it's like, well, let's go ahead and jump on that as soon as possible. Try to get on that the algorithm sweet spot somewhat. But also, The Boys are awesome.
So where to begin? I'm really wondering how hard we're going to be hitting on. Well, let's start with the boys themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Butcher, it looks like he's still dying.
Yes.
And as we later found out throughout these few episodes, hadn't told the boys anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he's still on the team, although essentially Mother's Milk is leading, and he's putting the Butcher on in backseat quite a bit, even going so far as to kick him out. Although that's didn't go really successfully, but
no.
I mean, I will say, knowing a little bit of the comic book, and I don't know if it's going to follow the same story. I know the Boys comic book ended with a giant fight between Homelander and Huey. So I don't know how similar it's going to follow, but I am 99% sure in the comic book Butcher was dead by then.
How it ended? What, like how that fight? How he?
How the comic book ended. I haven't read it. These are like kind of what I've read, almost passively going and doing little research and stuff like that.
Okay.
But so to be honest, I am suspecting, because Eric Kripke did come out and said season 5 will be the final season of this series, and I am suspecting Butcher will probably die at the end of this season.
I'm betting that too.
Yeah, I mean, it'll suck to lose Karl Urban, but like I get it too. But yeah, so essentially you have Mother's Milk leading the boys, and what I love about this
for the CIA, the FBI. No, they're working straight for the FBI. That's right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like essentially the government has been like, yeah, these superheroes are a serious threat. Like, there's a singer and the woman who is the head popper, whose name's eluding me, but they're running Newman. Yes. Yeah, and he's running for president. She's his VP.
Yeah,
and he is concerned as hell because he's like, okay, I get into office, she's just gonna pop my head. We need to take care of her. And that's thing. So like, what I also love about this season is that it's not political at all. There's no reflections of the real world in this. Homelander is definitely not reflecting MAGA at all, and
his supporters aren't at all. Even though last season there was a gentleman with a buffalo headdress, but that's not important right now.
Yeah, no, it's obviously.
Could you not help but notice the date that would be the actual day of like decision day where they finalize everything?
I did notice that.
The election. Could you not help but notice that?
Yeah, no, I kind of love how it's
with
gotten
the January 6th election. I was like, subtle.
Yeah, they've gone more and more political, kind of as it's gone. And like Eric Kripke even came out and said, guys, you might call me woke, and if you have that opinion, just don't fucking watch. I don't care. I'm doing this, and it's like.
And also, I think the actors have also Some of the actors have come out and said that too. Yeah, if you feel that way about it, then maybe the show's not for you and you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure Antony Starr, the guy who plays Homelander, has said that. Because I've seen his social media. He's not remotely like Homelander at all.
No, he is far from it.
Yeah. But he probably has fun playing it because that's got to be a fun role to play, honestly. But yeah. Homelander, like, and it's getting really obvious. Like, they go to a convention and it's all like men's right activist, conspiracy theory, Nazi shit at the convention. Yeah, kind of obviously poking fun at the alt-right and more obviously MAGA. And then essentially it's a lot of it's around two groups that Americans are dividing up into. And it's essentially the Starlighters and the Homelanders or whatever. And most of the superheroes are aligning with the Homelanders, obviously. But you got to... I guess the big question is we'll have to see what happens with A-Train. Because A-Train is definitely... you can see throughout, like, he's still kind of involved with a lot of the dirty stuff, but he's not comfortable with it as much as he used to be, I think. And I think that's... so far, he's an interesting character to dive into this season. Of course, I don't know. This is a series filled with interesting characters. I would say this series is kind of just maintaining quality at this point because I'm still thoroughly enjoying it. There's a... let's see. I know Huey's going through a bit because essentially his dad went into a coma, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little sorry for Simon Pegg because I think he's been in all 3 episodes, and in all 3 episodes he's just lying in a hospital bed. Which
easy money.
Yeah, it is easy money. It is easy money.
Did you ever watch the animated shorts of Diabolical?
Yes, it's been a while though.
So you know that Huey is voiced by Simon Pegg in those, right?
Oh, do you know why?
Yeah, because the character's based off of his likeness.
Yeah, absolutely. Just by the time the series was made, Simon Pegg was too old. And it's like, okay, well, he'll be Huey's dad then.
Yeah, because like around the time Shaun of the Dead was being made, that's when they were going to start trying to make this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that. But I think it's really great that, Pegg finally gets the chance, per se, to play Huey.
Mm-hmm. And lots of people, like, it's semi related, but lots of people noted how Jack Quaid on his social media for Father's Day essentially said Happy Father's Day and posted a picture of him with Simon Pegg.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because it's like, yeah, he's probably not thrilled with his actual dad.
Yeah.
That being said, I guess I do want to give kudos for Jack Quaid for being the reasonable one in that family. I'm not gonna lie.
His mom,
Randy Quaid. Oh, go ahead.
His mom isn't she so political?
That's true. I haven't heard anything from his mom. Yeah, obviously his uncle was insane, and it like when his uncle was insane, it's like, well, Jack seems reasonable, so I bet you Dennis.
No,
Dennis comes out recently. It's like, oh God, no, he's insane.
Who, Randy? No, he seemed perfectly sane.
Yeah, Randy's fine.
He certainly didn't make any.
Ignore that YouTube channel.
Yeah, any cringe-worthy content.
No,
at all.
Well, Nicholas, the stream I believe is still up. All the streams will be up on the Organized Chaos podcast channel. They're a bit spotty on my channel because I will cut stuff out and sometimes monetize them. But they're all on the Organized Chaos podcast channel, and a vast majority of them are also on Bobby Quarters. You need to make sure to give them likes and subscribe.
Yes, you can go under the live tab, and that's where all of these are.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so
I'm sorry,
overall,
Chuck, I'm just now seeing your comment here. I was at a live music performance at my local fair last Friday. I watched Kung Shun play. That's cool. Awesome. Live music is always great.
Yeah, it's always good. Like I said,
always great.
It's exhausting to always go make the shows, but it is also honestly worth it. Like,
what's really fun is,
it.
especially for me, I enjoy locally. Just to diverge from the boys, just briefly for two seconds to talk about that. Live music is great, and in the city I live in, there's live music all the time. So it's really great when you could just go out to like an event and hey, there's a band. It's always awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have too much else to say about the boys, other than I am thoroughly, and I'm enjoying it just as much.
Let's talk about the new characters we got.
Oh yeah. Well. Oh God, yeah, you're right. So I was about ready to say, well, there's a Firecracker or whatever. I wasn't even thinking of the big new character, Sister Sage. Holy shit, she's kind of awesome and kind of terrifying all at the same time. Like, I like her as a character, but holy shit, I would not want to get on her bad side.
Nah.
What are your thoughts on him?
Diabolical. Just diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
Evil. Yeah, super evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Firecracker, I kind of love to hate. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I love to hate her.
Well, Firecracker is kind of just an internet grifter, frankly. She does the fucking YouTube thing. All the guys think she's fucking hot, of course, and then she gets brought onto the Seven, pretty much based on that, and I guess also trying to kill the boys, which doesn't go great for her. But
well, hasn't really had her full shot yet to do so.
No,
we haven't seen how that will play out for her. We did, however, get to see Newman's daughter fucking devour.
Oh shit! Yeah, we did see her briefly, and holy shit.
There's also interesting shit going on with Frenchie and Camino in this first few episodes.
Yeah. Well, I did see some of the Chud reaction to that. That was complaining because he had the hots for Kamiko, and then now he's dating Colin. And
when he was shown to be in a polyamorous relationship in season what?
I was about ready to say, in like the first or second episode, he's introduced as a bi or pan. So, what are they talking about? That's always been his character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Just I think you guys aren't paying attention. But
no, they're clearly not.
Real quick, something to point out. So, this isn't getting so much attention because of there's another series. I don't know if you've heard of it, called The Acolyte. It's getting review bombed. But if you look at The Boys season 4, these are reasonable scores: 7.8, 7.4, 7.9. That's reasonable. But if you go to the watch page on Amazon Prime, you'll still get that 8.7 IMDb score, but only gets 3 stars. It's tougher to look it up. I'm reasonably sure it's review bombing here as well, because this season is definitely more political than it has been. And it is getting severely lower rated than the past seasons. Oh yeah, and fun fact, if you go onto Rotten Tomatoes, just on that topic, if you go into Rotten Tomatoes and look up a 2008 movie called Acolytes, you can look at the reviews and see that apparently that 2008 movie destroyed Star Wars.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's
lovely.
You guys don't even know what you're doing.
That's the one where that's the new Star Wars series where there's a Jedi getting people pregnant by the Force, right?
Yes.
So you mean something that's already happened and been established in this universe?
You mean something established by canon? What?
Yeah. And
it's disrespecting canon by following it. Didn't you know that?
We're talking the movies that were fucking hated when they came out, and the shit hated for when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing really is new in that front. Okay.
So yeah. Hating Star Wars.
They do realize how off hands George Lucas was after 1, right?
Yeah.
Other than the story in this, and the world. Okay.
It's good fun. But yeah, so far I am enjoying The Boys. Don't listen to the Chuds as normal. They're dumb. The Boys is so far just as good as it always has been. I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nicholas, yeah. Jack Quaid is their child.
Oh yes.
When you look at, I found a photo of the three of them, like Dennis on one side, Jack in the middle, and Meg on the other, and it's just, yep, I see it.
Oh, let me see if I can find that, because now I want to see that, because you can definitely see his dad in him. And now I think about, you can say,
you see his mom in that one when she's standing right next to him. It's like, yeah, you're definitely her child.
Let's see. Getting lots of photos. Well, there's a photo of Meg Ryan, Jack Quaid, and her boyfriend. There's a photo with him and Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks for some reason.
Oh, I guess it might just be one that's poorly photoshopped. Or just like the three of them separately.
This is, I think, probably the one that shows them. It's not them all together, but it does show it nicely, I think. Here.
Well, when he was younger, I found one.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few when he was a kid, which...
Yeah, that's the one that I've seen. I was looking at, too. Yeah, you totally see Meg. Yeah, you're Meg's kid.
Yeah, it's definitely Meg in there as well. Mainly with the chin.
I was going to say the chin and the brow.
Chin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he's really good too. And you know what?
It's one of those things where it's total. It's
at least he owns the Nepo baby thing. At least he owns it.
Yeah, Nepo. Yeah, it's totally. God, I can't think of the full term, but it's totally Nepo baby. But he's good. I can't really shit on him.
He owns it. He makes fun of it too. He owns it.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he probably wouldn't have had these opportunities without his family. In fact, he definitely wouldn't. But he does a good job with it. So, so solid. Are we ready to talk about The Quiet Place?
Yeah, let's get into this.
Okay. I did not know you hadn't seen this before, Bobby. So
never.
I'm interested. What are your initial thoughts?
It's a beautiful concept. Like, I like it. I really do. I dig the concept, the idea, the theory behind it. Like this unmalevolent force of alien, I'm presuming, that hunts you by the sound that you make. Like, I knew of the scene with the kid. Like, I knew of that one. I've seen that. I didn't expect it to come so quick in the movie. Was not expecting that.
Oh yeah, no, that's like the opening scene right there.
Midway through, yeah, I thought that'd be like midway through or something, you know. I guess I could see how a sequel could come from this. Not really. Well, I feel like it's needed.
Yeah, no, you're getting into kind of my issue right now. So I actually really love this movie. I think it's a cool concept. I think John Krasinski directs the hell out of it. And I just love the idea that, like, there's this creature that like attacks by sound. And so, like, if there's a lot of sound, it will, if you're making a lot of sound, it'll attack you. And how you end up defeating it is essentially by, like, listening. So it's like a listening device the daughter has that sets them off and defeats them. So, like, talking is the enemy, and then, like, listening is the friend. There's so much you could analyze with this movie that I really like. Now, it is also a movie where if you were to analyze, like, the actions and the type of how they're living in this world, it's a little bit wonky. Like, if you really want to analyze it, like, I can talk about how, like, if I were to live in this world, my first stop would be to go to some sort of hobby shop, pick up so much fucking foam, just insane amount of foam, and just cover my house with it. like soundproof the ever-loving shit out of it.
I would also probably put stuff around that would make. No, actually, I wouldn't put anything that would make any noise around my property. But I would want some sort of. I would definitely get like cameras and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know, and there's other questions like, why don't they just build a house next to the waterfall? You know, it's one of those things where it's one of those things where it's like if you treat it as a concept for this singular story, for this singular movie, I think it works very well. But when you start expanding it and going into the world and started saying, okay, let's explore these aliens, then I start asking the questions of what the fuck? Why aren't they doing this stuff? Because when the movie is about like just a family learning to communicate and talking to each other, I love it. But when you change it into sound aliens, it gets fucking stupid. So my takeaway on this real quick is that I love this movie and I hate that it's turning into a franchise. I kind of do. Like, even though I didn't hate A Quiet Place Part 2, a part of me does hate it because even though it's well done, it's like it's a cool concept, but it's not meant for this. It's not meant to build a universe around.
No, and I felt it was a bit longer than it needed to be. Like, this would have been great as a one-off, like Twilight Zone episode. Or,
yeah. Well, actually, that's something that kind of surprised me. So, I kind of feel like the third act probably starts about when the mom. You know, maybe other people have different reasons, but I feel like the third act really starts when the mom's water breaks, and that's like, you know, now we're getting into serious stuff.
I'd say
that's
the third
45
act,
minutes into the movie.
Yes,
Second act, a really long third act.
Yes, second act definitely.
Possible, but
I think a second act would probably be when the daughter goes off on her own.
Yeah, and then the dad's with the son at the waterfall. Yeah, and it's so like this movie is kind of an okay length first act, a really short second act, and then a decently long third act. And there's different ways to interpret the act structure, but that's kind of my read of it. And I don't know. I think for overall it works. I think as a idea, as a singular movie, I think it's a beautiful idea. I love like exploring what all this means. Yeah. And like I said, my biggest complaint is turning it into a fucking franchise. That's my biggest complaint of this goddamn movie. Just don't do that. But it is. So, and we got a prequel coming up, and it's Quiet Place Day 1. And it's all because this movie begins with day 89 and then day like 400 something. Yeah. You know, and I like the idea of how, you know, essentially you can kind of almost understand why this family survived for so long because they had a deaf daughter, so they learned sign language. So they had a way to communicate built in that where they didn't have to talk, you know. And like I said, for me, like, it's a movie that falls apart if you want to analyze it logically as if these are real creatures. But if you just want to look at it as a cool concept, I think it's cool.
I looked at it as just as like an alien horror movie.
Yeah.
And for that, I truly enjoyed it. I just didn't really feel like it could be expanded on after the first.
Yeah, no, that's my issue too. I really don't like that they're expanding on it. And like I said, like I've seen the second one. I remember enjoying it for what it was, but like also getting really fucking annoyed that we are expanding on this concept where just don't. Like the aliens don't need explored. And you know, and maybe like I'm not saying you couldn't do a sequel. Maybe you could do a sequel where you explore different concepts with these aliens. But I remember a lot of the sequel wasn't really just exploring concepts. It was just like, oh, now we deal with a world with sound aliens. And I'm like, A Quiet Place was initially intended to be part of the Cloverfield franchise, but Krasinski and co. managed to turn it into its own thing, and it was good. Yeah, I don't think this really fits with the Cloverfield stuff they were doing. That being said, the Cloverfield stuff was really fucking spotty. I will say 10 Cloverfield Lane is awesome. That was a really good one. One moment, I have to yell at my cat.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, I guess again, like I want to say, I do recommend this movie because I think it's I think by itself as a movie, I think it's a really cool, creepy movie. I think John Krasinski, which I think it might be his first time directing, at least first time directing a feature film. Director. Oh, I guess I eliminate that. Let's. All right. Nice loading. All right. I don't know what this is. Is that? Okay, so it's his second movie after The Hollers, which I've never heard of. Although it's definitely his first foray into horror. I think he does a really good job with this. I think he does a lot of good jobs setting up some of the stuff that we know will come later. I think one of the things I really love is the nail. The nail that is, we see it get pulled up by the potato bag. It's getting pulled up. The mom's struggling to rig it up, and and I just love that now that is set up, and now we're just waiting for the moment to happen where it's like, oh fuck. I just love little stuff like that. Yeah. So just overall, I think this movie specifically, John Krasinski, the movie, Quiet Place is really good. The one thing I would say is I think it's really unrealistic that a nerd like John Krasinski would end up with someone like Emily Blunt. Come on, man. She's way out of your league. Way out of your league.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe she thinks he's funny,
I'm not going meta at all. I'm not going. But yeah, no. This is an excellent movie. I just love the concepts it explores. Maybe day one will be good because I'm giving it a chance because I really like this one. But like I said, I don't like that it's a franchise. I really don't.
Yeah, I think so. Crawling Chaos. It might just be like full on alien invasion is where that would probably go.
Yeah. I enjoy Cloverfield Lane, though I wonder why Cloverfield Lane is supposed to be in the Cloverfield universe. It could be any alien invasion just from the film. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that really links it to the Cloverfield universe is the ending. That ending where she goes outside and you get the giant Cloverfield aliens. That's it. And then it's weird. Like, I think there's only 3 of the Cloverfield movies because there's 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is really fucking good. There's the original, which is a found footage movie, which for a found footage movie is fine. And then there's that sci-fi one that they released. And the only thing that was cool about that one was how stealthily they released it. Like nobody knew it existed. And then they just essentially announced, oh yeah, it's live. I think it might have been a Super Bowl or at least a major football game. They announced, oh yeah, here's a commercial. This is live now on some streaming service. I think it was Netflix. That one sucked, but... yeah, A Quiet Place is good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
Bobby,
I enjoyed it.
Final thoughts?
I enjoyed it. Like I didn't hate it or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. My issue is really just that it's a franchise now. Really? Do we want to do this?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I just don't see it. I just don't see how it could be a franchise. I don't hate anything about it.
No. No, it's like Casablanca too. It's like, no, that story's fucking done. You know that, right?
Wait, what? Really? Like you're kidding? No, you're kidding, right? Like they didn't make a sequel to Casablanca.
No, I'm joking.
Okay. That's what I was about to say. Like you're kidding, right? Like they didn't like.
No, just although knowing the studio executive system there, like where we gotta build a.
I genuinely was concerned for a moment there. Like I was genuinely concerned for a moment there. Like
it's like no, that story is very much done.
It's like I don't pay attention to that shit. So like they very well could be, and I don't know.
That would be hilarious.
No, it wouldn't. It would be terrible. You know it.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be terrible, but hilariously terrible. Yes.
That'd be like them.
Chaos. Here's looking at you, kid, again.
That'd be like them remaking it, and Tom Cruise would want to make it, and he play Humphrey Bogart's part, and they turn it into a fucking action movie.
Oh God.
Yeah, it would be bad.
Part of me wants to see that now, but not because it's gonna be good.
Oh no, it's gonna be bad, and I don't want it to happen now because you're gonna make me go to the theater and see it, and I'm gonna hate every minute of it. And I'm gonna hate every 4 hours of it.
It's gotta be entertainingly bad, right? Like it can't be.
No,
it can't be as bad
There's
as
only
Mummy
one
movie,
thing
right?
that can. I don't know, man. I haven't really forgiven him for that. And I don't think he'll ever be forgiven for that.
Like he's got this decent track record, and it's like you can always bring up that movie where it's like, it's either solid action movie or just a complete shit show with him.
It's been a while since we watched like an original classic horror film, like one of the Universal originals. And I know, like, whenever we bring up The Mummy, and I always tell you, well, have you seen the original with Karloff?
Yeah.
And you always say, no, we should add that to Halloween this year. Like,
absolutely. Like, something I've always wanted to dive into, the Hammer movies. I've not seen a single goddamn one.
We should make our way through the Universal horror movies monsters first, and then do the Hammer movies. Because we could get an appreciation for both styles of them. Because, yes, I would love to see Christopher Lee as Dracula. Love to see that.
Yeah. No, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. God damn it! I don't know how I've not.
Yeah,
seen
I know.
Those yet.
I know, but we got to watch the Universal ones. I'm going to stress on that before we watch the Hammer.
Okay.
So, in theory, the only Hammer film we can watch right now is Frankenstein, because that's the only one we've seen.
Yeah,
but you loved that one.
Oh, dude, that was awesome. That was so well done. I had no idea.
I told you. I told you it was.
Because
I believe I believe I said, okay, well, if we're going to do that, we have to start with either one or the other, either Frankenstein or Dracula.
I don't know why we chose Frankenstein, but that was good. We should do Dracula.
I think I more lean towards it because of the controversy behind it.
No.
Because he said a line that got edited in 1930s. I want to say 39.
Oh,
but
what was it?
Right after the hand starts moving.
Yeah,
he's like, in the name of God, now I know what it feels like to be God.
I
guess audiences really weren't ready for that in the 1930s.
Oh, really?
So like they added, like Universal edited in like a thunderclap over that, so you can't really hear what he says. And it was only until the 90s like they started re-releasing it restored with that line fully intact, and you hear it.
That's silly. It's like getting upset because it was Lenin, right? Lenin that said they're bigger than Jesus.
Yeah. Bigger than Jesus.
Like, yeah. It's an ego, man.
Yeah, it's an ego. That's all it is.
But, yeah.
And at that time, arguably, yeah, John might have been right.
Dude, the Beatles, their influence on music is like insane. So
people can deny it, and it's okay if you don't like them or you don't think that they're that great. That's cool. I don't care.
Yeah,
but you got to recognize the impact that they've made on the industry.
Heck, I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but I wouldn't sit here and say that he hasn't made a massive impact on the industry. Shit.
God, no, yeah. I mean, I have my opinions on Elvis Presley. I can still enjoy the music. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's the best.
Are we ready for Inside Out 2?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, so Inside Out is not one of my favorite Pixar movies, but I do enjoy it a fair bit. I think it's decent. So now we get a sequel, and I was kind of excited because I thought the trailer for this was decent. The idea of like, okay, we got new emotions. Let's see how we can figure this out. And I'll go ahead and say my initial thoughts because I know there's lots of people who love this movie. I think it's fine, but like this feels so much to me like a rehash of the first one, except less creative. What are your initial thoughts, Bobby?
Very much a rehash of the last one.
Yeah.
very much that. I still very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's fine. I think for me, what ended up happening is I realized it was a rehash of the last one, and so much me started comparing it to the last one. Because so the last one was about how joy was like the main emotion, but sadness could start taking over. But eventually, they get lost from the group, and we get to see Riley kind of acting out because the only emotions she has left are disgust, fear, and anger. And I think that's an interesting way to show kind of like a teenager acting out. Now, this one is, yeah. But this one is like her being full-fledged teen, hitting puberty, which, that's a cool concept right there to expand this series. And then we get new emotions, anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and ennui. Fun fact, envy and ennui are barely there.
I'd say envy is more there.
They're just kind of there to fill out the roster a bit. Anxiety and embarrassment are the two big new ones. And essentially, the other 5 emotions get thrown away again, and the 4 take over. And when I say the 4, it's really anxiety taking over, which an argument can be made that's just like a teenager. So it's not inherently bad, but it does feel a lot like the first one. And the adventures the 5 original go on are not bad, but they're not quite as cool as the adventures in the first movie. Like the highlight character they meet in the first one is Bing Bong, the imaginary friend who's like he's just a dumb little character, but like when he dies, I like my eyes are not dry when he dies. It's so well done.
Now, but when you meet this one's Boofy,
yeah,
I'll admit him looking directly into the screen and talking, and then them showing the back, and he's just talking to the wall. I laughed. I thought
there's some funny bits like there's the character you're talking about. He's essentially the Dora the Explorer type character.
Yeah,
I thought more the highlight though, even though it's not the main one we follow, was the video game character who Riley had a crush on. Yeah, he was super cool until you use his power move, which is the dinkiest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, it was terrible. That is terrible.
Like, oh my God. He pulls out his sword, looks all badass, and rolls up into a ball, drops his sword, and does nothing.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, well, it can't be that bad. And then it rolls. Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's terrible.
But yeah, there's no character like Bing Bong here at all.
Yeah, there's Pouchy.
Yeah, Pouchy
which came close.
And the other thing I didn't even realize, so like, I remember looking at the cast list and being like, oh, I wonder, I didn't see Mindy Kaling's name. And so Amy Poehler and I want to say the voice of sadness, I don't remember the person's name.
Phyllis Smith.
Phyllis Smith. Yeah, she comes back. Amy Poehler comes back. And then Lewis Black comes back. And that's it for the originals. Because I remember being like, oh, Tony Hale is Fear? I don't remember him doing it in the original. That's because he did it. It was Bill Hader in the original. And then Liza Lapira is Disgust, which was Mindy Kaling. I don't think it's a big deal. I didn't super notice it. But I did think it was interesting that they didn't get that many to come. Or they only got a few of them to come back. I am happy Lewis Black is back, though, because I'm always up for more Lewis Black. Even though I feel like he's a little bit more pacified in this one, because that's the thing. So like the 5 emotions, the original emotions get like sectored off. And so like, sadness gets separated off from the other ones. So like disgust, joy, fear, and anger are just kind of a team, and they all kind of merge together a bit. And yeah, even like it feels like we get a bit more Lewis Black in this one. There's more and less for him to do because he's there more, but like he's
hey, you know what?
Not really able to do as much of the anger stuff because it's more anxiety at this point.
I would absolutely like have him give me a pep talk though.
Oh God, yeah,
because he gives a good pep talk.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. So would I say this is a bad movie? No. Is it in my mind a serious step down from the original? Yes. I guess I don't have much else to add. Have any other thoughts, Bobby?
No, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like just a nice like sequel, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing really new to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely felt like a rehash of the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, like I feel like by bringing in the new emotions, and like I said, envy and ennui are barely there. It's mainly anxiety, and I feel like anxiety was almost kind of better represented by just the combination of anger, fear, and disgust in the previous movie, because it was kind of just the same thing. Except here, anxiety is actually getting rid of the other emotions, whereas before the sadness and joy just got separated.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I don't think this is a bad movie, but I'm not thrilled by it either. It does, like, I know when Disney bought Pixar, one of the things they were like, one of the things is like, we're going to start doing more sequels. And frankly, I haven't been thrilled with the sequels they've done since then. Like, this one's probably one of the better ones they've done since then, honestly, because I know Incredibles 2 I thought was very disappointing. Again, I won't even necessarily call it bad, but it's disappointing. Toy Story 4 was fine. I don't know. I kind of want Pixar to do more original stuff. I really, really do. I think they're at their best when they do that.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. But let's see. Let's see. Anything else you want to add, Bobby?
No.
All right. Let me go ahead and bring up
the
agenda for next week.
In one of the shorts, I guess Lorraine Newman played one of the mom's emojis or emotions.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I just like was looking at the short.
That's very cool.
All these first date, and I was like, why do I know that name? And I just searched like, oh, that's right, original cast member of SNL, Lorraine Newman. And then looking at her body,
it was her and Gilda Radner
crap.
and Jane Curtin. Yeah.
I always she's the one whose name it always escapes me, but like when it comes to me, it's like, oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah.
She's awesome, and I do feel like Jane Curtin and Gilda Radner did overshadow her, but like she's fantastic as well. And she like, dude, that original cast Saturday Night Live was epic.
Some of those original sketches are just like way funnier than the current ones. Like,
funny. I mean, I don't want to be like, old Saturday Night Live's not as good as new or is
oh no, there's some older Saturday Night. There's some older SNL that is bad.
Yeah,
I mean. To me, I still think the funniest bit on there was this one of Dan Aykroyd, where he's playing this sleazy like kid's toy.
Fuck! I love that.
And he's got like the bag of glass.
Yes,
it's the top seller.
The barroom experience.
And what is the other one? Like Johnny Spaceman. You see, you put the plastic bag over your head. Here, you put the rubber band. Well, Star Wars is really big.
There's also the Halloween costume, the Human Torch, and it's a bag of oily rags and a lighter.
A giant Zippo lighter. Yeah.
Some great children's toys. It's amazing.
Hilarious. If there's ever a role I want to see Aykroyd reprise, it's that.
And I want to say, like, the original cast is great, and I kind of include Bill Murray in the original cast, even though he's technically not, but like, he's in that early group as well, because essentially he came in season 2 to replace Chevy, but
because Chevy was
he's there very early on. Yeah. Chevy has I think Chevy's funny, but like he definitely has a reputation that precedes him.
Yeah, definitely.
So next week, we will be talking about A Quiet Place Part 2, and then we'll get to talk about two things that have no chud narratives around them at all: Doctor Who and The Acolyte.
Oh no.
Yeah. What's great is that the chuds aren't going after it at all. It's fantastic.
Whatever will they do?
Yeah. I will say I have cheated a little bit and saw some Doctor Who, and so far the second half of this season is so fucking good. I'm loving it.
Okay.
And the Acolyte is it started solid, and last episode was but my complaints are completely different from the Chud complaints. So, what a shock!
Yeah.
We will get into that next week, though. So if you want to know what those complaints are, don't. Well, I guess you can go to my backlog, but also check out next week. Check out next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, and maybe you could bring up some of the greatest hits of the complaints, and we could.
Oh, that could be fun. Well, I am putting essays together on those, so it might be good for me to put together some clips, and we can go over them.
Yeah,
that could be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good fun. All right. So, yes. I guess everyone, party on and be excellent to each other. Oh, I guess.
Prosper.
Let me go ahead and go over my schedule real fast. So we'll be doing the initiative on Sailcast on Wednesday. I don't have a set time yet. It'll be sometime in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And then I will have my solo stream Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you go to my community tab, I have polls up voting for comic books. I just put up a new one asking what Blood Hunt book you'd like me to cover on Thursday. So all that's happening. And yes, that's the agenda for the rest of the week before I get my kids back again. So yeah, let me go ahead and say party on and be excellent to each other once again.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. Excellent.